Okay, so I've done a lot of realistic Football Manager rebuilds over the last month, and they've made me really enjoy playing Football Manager again. Whether it's using fully realistic manager tactics, transfers, or even the way I've done staff and scouting, it has made the game so much more enjoyable. And today I want to share my tips on how you can play Football Manager in a more realistic way to have a longer save, a more fun save, and overall a more fulfilling save as well. Now in this video, I'm going to be managing Ipswich in an updated database where they have been relegated, and I've got a full video on how to update your game with transfers, databases, etc., which I'll link down in the description below, but watch that after this video, because once you've watched this video, and if you find out that having a realistic save is something that you want to play through, that's the best video to go to next. It is linked on the Patreon where you can download everything for free, and you can have a really fun save as of the 25-26 season. Now this video won't be for everyone. It's going to be using things like AI, selling some of your star players because they've moved on in real life, or it's just not likely they would stay at your club, and not just going out and signing the best wonder kids like Endrick. Specifically in today's video, we're going to talk about emulating real life manager tactics or creating your style, having your vision that you want your club to go through, creating a team that you need for your team, not what the market dictates, using realistic finances, so not putting millions and millions of pounds in installments, even though for a club like Manchester United, that is realistic, and have fun with your staff as well. Don't just look to get the best staff every single time. Bring back some club legends. But they're just some little tips. We need to go in depth on how you guys can emulate that in your game. Now, first up, it is the tactics side of things. And today we are using ChatGPT, but I do want to do a special mention for the FM Companion, an app which is being created currently by the legend that is Big Robbo. It's not currently out, so the best thing that I can use is ChatGPT. And it has been very good in terms of doing full realistic manager creations. And I'm going to show you the exact prompts and stuff that I've been using to make manager creations here on FM. Now it's very simple. I've asked ChatGPT to say I'm managing Ipswich on Football Manager 2024. I'm looking to use fully realistic Kieran McKenna tactics based on his tactics in the 24-25 campaign in the Premier League. Can you make this tactic on Football Manager with team instructions and player roles? Now there is no hiding here. I have asked it. Is it going to give me something good? To replicate Kieran McKenna's tactics from Ipswich, blah, 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 we've set up a 4-2-3-1 formation with specific player roles and team instructions that mirrors his approach. McKenna predominantly used a 4-2-3-1 system, emphasising a double pivot midfield and a dynamic attacking trio behind the striker. This team focused on aggressive pressing, fluid transitions, often adapting their style and shape during different phases of play. That's pretty realistic in my opinion. We have got all the different player roles and duties: pressing forward, right winger attack, left winger as an inside forward, central midfielders, 2 DMs, a deep liar and a box to box, fullbacks here, wing backs, and the role of the goalkeeper. Team instructions wise, it is all of there, and player traits and attributes here. So you can see we've got a very basic system here. I would now ask for, can I have all of the in-depth player instructions? And believe it or not, it actually knows FM's player instructions as well, which is great. Again, the FM Companion, when that comes out, I'm sure it's going to be much better than this. But for now, this is sort of all we've really got. Goalkeeper on support, right back as Harry Clark, exactly what he was doing, left wing back as Leif Davis, centre backs, etc. And it's going to take us through every single player instructions. And this has been really fun for me to learn more about manager tactics and also to implement these into FM and play realistic to how the team plays. Now, I've done this with Manchester United and Ruben Amorim and Mikel Arteta. I've got an Eddie Howe video with Newcastle coming out soon, Hansi Flick, and they have all been really, really good. And you can even see here, it understands that Liam Delap is gone. So George Hurst, or a brand new signing up front. Shows you the build-up phase. You're going to be using a 3-2-5, the attacking phase, and the defensive stage, because the 4-4-2 is probably going to sit further forwards, and sorry, not the 4-4-2. The central attack midfielder is going to sit further forwards and go and press with the striker. So that is everything in terms of creating a realistic tactic from the manager. All you've got to do is copy this word for word into Football Manager. Simply come over to your tactics screen, create a brand new style, 4-2-3-1. And what I would do is, if you've got split monitor screens, or if you haven't, just simply continuously click between ChatGPT and the FM screens and build the tactic on FM. And it's been a really fun way of me creating manager tactics. Obviously, you can go into it and do the research yourself. If you're an Ipswich fan, you might have seen things there that aren't exactly accurate. Go through and change them. If you're looking to do a recreation from like 2008 of Pep Guardiola under Barcelona, probably one of the best sources you can get is actually AI. You can ask it to be fully realistic and it's maybe really enjoy things. And the other thing I'll say with tactics is you don't have to use a real manager's tactics. If you want to use your system and your style of play, do that. If, you know, regardless if it's meta or not, you know, say we're looking here at a 4-2-3-1, for example, and I want to play a 3-back system where you're inverted wing backs, etc. It's not meta on Football Manager at all. But when you're doing realistic tactics and you're doing realistic save files to have fun, it's more about exactly that, going in and having fun. And straight away with this system, we've very quickly created there, we've got a 3, and then the volante will go up into there. And we've created something a little bit like so. The right back would come into the centre back role, and you create a 3-2-4-1. Have fun with your tactics. Don't just use wing backs or attacks, inside forwards, etc. Try and be creative, try and be fun, or emulate your favourite manager's tactics in real life. Now, point number 2 is about reacting to what your team needs, not what the market proposes. Now, what that effectively means is I have plugged in a tactic here. It's called the Effort tactic, back from streaming a long time ago. If we pick this via best 11, I'm going to improve our team based on what the team needs, rather than thinking, oh, I want to get Benjamin Sesko and a star new wonder kid, or oh, I need that unbelievable region that's come through that's 16 from Colombia in the year 2030, even though I've got really good centre-backs. Do what your team needs. So looking at this system here, I would probably play Amari Hutchinson in that role there. You can tell straight away, we need a brand new central midfielder. So I would go out and scout a midfielder. In fact, our midfield overall is quite weak. Up front, we probably need a brand new striker. Centre-backs, we're actually pretty decent, especially for the Championship. And in goal, I mean, Muric is horrendous in real life, so I would probably move away from him. But you get what I'm trying to say. I think it's very easy on FM to get carried away in the market and see an opportunity and go and purchase that without actually improving your squad. A really realistic and fun and long-term way to do things is to concentrate where you're spending your money in the correct positions. Now, I've said it multiple times in different videos, but the way that I lay out my squads is I have the first team in their first team positions, and I have the exact rotations in subs 1 to 11. That's actually really difficult to do with this team because I've plugged in a really random rubbish formation. Ipswich have got so many fullbacks but no centre-backs. So if I was going to use this formation, I would very much see that actually I've got 3 really good centre-backs, but I need 3 rotational players. And then going on to the next point, they don't have to be wonder kids. What I would recommend to make your saves as fun as possible is to not steer clear of wonder kids, but allow your scouts to find them. I would set up recruitment focuses, say for centre-back, use it as a 1.5 star to a potential of 3 star, and cap the age at around, I mean, it depends. If you want to sign older players, say to 32, and have it as a top priority in the transfer market, and let your scouts go out there and do the thing. You've got scouts for a reason. Straight away, we've found Hans Delacroix here from Burnley. I would never sign this guy on FM unless I was doing something in a realistic way. He is transfer listed by Burnley, who have just been promoted, and would be an amazing wide centre-back for our role. A left-footed centre-back as well. He'd cost us £4.7 million. He's Belgium international. He's capped. Let's get a scout report on him. And to be honest, it looks like a perfect signing. He's consistent. He enjoys big matches. And it really works what we're trying to do here. He's someone that's moving up to the Premier League. Ipswich have been relegated from the Premier League. He's got experience in the league. He's up the transfer list. He's an absolute bargain. And that wasn't pre-planned at all, but we have found a perfect centre-back signing with a click of a button, but letting the scouts do the work, rather than me coming to do a brand new search looking for 19 to 23 in the centre-back roles, sorting it by transfer value and going, oh, I know, let me get this to the world. Oh, it is to the world already. I know, let's go and look at, for example, I mean, there's literally no examples on here. They are all English, and I'm being made to look like an absolute idiot. To be honest, there's not a lot out there, but for example, Caleb Okoli, just to quickly find someone, he's going to cost me £25 million. He's 22, more of a meta wonder kid signing, but to be honest, the exact same quality as Hans Delacroix. If not, I think Delacroix's better, more experienced, plays in the league, and is a lot more realistic, and is actually a really fun signing. So use your recruitment focuses and use your scouts, which actually leads me on to my next point, which is all about staff and having fun with staff and not just getting the best staff. There was some research done a couple of weeks ago where your staff members are actually always so much better than the AI staff members. For some reason, the AI just don't hire staff, and they don't hire good staff either, which makes it really, really overpowered. So have some fun with it. I mean, we're here on the staff screen, for example. Let's go and look for a coach who has international appearances. So we're going to look to find like a football legend of over 30, sort this by age, so I know a few more of them. Jack Wilshere as a staff. Why not bring him in? His stats aren't incredible, but you're gonna give him a pretty decent job here at Ipswich. Make him a coach. Bosh. He's in 500 quid a week, and it's a bit more fun rather than just going to get the most meta staff. Tony Kroos. We can build a midfield staff here. Tony Kroos and Jack Wilshere for the future. And let's go and get Sergio Aguero as well, because why on earth not? We've then got 3 staff members, which are really fun, rather than just going to here and getting your fitness coach, which is 18, Luis Alguera, who no one's ever heard of. He's an unbelievable coach, to be fair to him, but he's very meta. And one thing that's been really learned recently is staff is really overpowered. So maybe don't abuse the staff as much as you think you should do. Go out there and get some fun stuff. It will actually make a huge difference to your save. And finally, we're going to talk about finances and not breaking your finances. Now, we are here at Ipswich, £42 million in the bank and no debt, which is an absolute dream. I recently done a rebuild with HSV where I didn't sign anyone for 4 years because I knew I needed to build up our bank balance to eventually go out there and try and win in the Bundesliga. That video is really good. You should go and check that out after this video as well. But doing things like that and being smarter financially is certainly something that you should be doing rather than just going to spend £200 million every single window. Now, what I mean by this is, say we'll go back to the example of Hans Delacroix and Caleb Okoli. So Delacroix is going to cost me £4.7 million, whereas Okoli would cost me 28. Now, Okoli is really good. It's not quite going to let me click on his name because FM is stupid. But if I wanted to get him, he would cost me £25 million. Now, I only have £20 million, and what it's very easy to do is just put money on the never never, as it's called in the FM space. 5 million up front, 20 million in installments. Bosh, Okoli's done for 25 million. Whereas realistically, we can go out there and make a signing like Hans Delacroix for 4.7, and we've not completely broken our finances. So it all sort of ties in to being more realistic on transfers you're going to make and not breaking your financial structures, not going out there and getting the best wonder kids every time. It all kind of plays into a big ball of having fun. Well, what I would assume to be having fun with transfers and not going super unrealistic. As I said, this video isn't going to be for everyone. There's some people out there that just love going to get the best wonder kids and bring them through every single time, the best team within 2 seasons. That's not me, and that's not how I enjoy playing the game. And I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy it the same way as me. Another little thing with your transfers, you can look into things like the hierarchy and not getting rid of, say, your captain and vice captain because you know it's going to upset the culture. Or if you do, going out there and making sure you sign someone who is an absolute leader in the dressing room. I actually have no idea if you can search by something like this, but I believe you can search on stats somehow. Yeah, there you go. If you come down to player style, you can look at player style that is a leader. So if you wanted to sell your captain, for example, because he wasn't good enough, you can go out there and try and find a leader to come into the club, like Ben Mee. We need more centre-backs. Ben Mee is a free agent deal. He's 34 years of age. He's going to be an important player, probably more likely a squad player. Whatever, we'll get it done. 30k. I mean, it's really not a lot, is it? For a year to come in, be a leader in the Championship, a league that he knows very well from one of his experience with Burnley. So, I mean, straight away there, we've found 2 centre-back signings, probably both going to play better in the match engine or at a similar level to Caleb Okoli. They've cost me £5 million overall. I've not broke the financial structure, and the team has probably got better with 2 signings in a more realistic way, and it makes the game a lot more fun. It's a lot less meta and overpowered, and trust me, for this last summer of FM24, it is going to be a good way to play the game. And now, as I said, there was a video at the start that I mentioned about how to update your game to the next level. I remember to try and link that video up there, or at least in the comments down below. That video is the perfect guide to go out there and update your game to the 25-26. And there's been some transfer updates, etc., which I'll make sure to include on the files. But that is the perfect way to play the game now. Have some fun with realism. Really try and test yourself for this last few months, and let me know how you get on in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any other tips as well, actually, get them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you next time.